it's Anton from Raffle Aid. So just wanted to give you a summary of everything that we've been working on so far. Time has flown by since we've started Raffle Aid in November last year. We started to record what we were doing in vlogs. Every week we'd have doing something. We didn't want to get sidetracked from the current business that we're running, which is funding the whole thing. So I'm just going to give you some timelines of from when we started up until now. We're going to show you what we've been doing in the last 6 months. I can't believe how quickly this time has flown by. So much has happened, I completely forgot about it. So me even looking at this, it brings back memories because so much happens. Your brain just kind of forgets. So I'm going to start off with, we started a charity called Raffle Aid because we work in the raffle industry, build raffle websites. So we thought it's a perfect name for the charity because it's going to be funded by our clients who are in the raffle industry. That was in November 24 last year. So put this date here. Then we started to record all everything what we're doing on camera in vlogs, which you can see on all our social media on YouTube. So the very first thing that we decided to do, I'm very much a get up and go person. I said to Anthony, let's just go and buy some sleeping bags and just see if people who are homeless want it. And Anissa was with us and she just recorded us doing it. So that was the first vlog. So we bought some sleeping bags, we bought some tents, I called them survival kits. We weren't quite sure what they wanted, but we just thought, these are useful, and they were well taken. Yeah, people did want them. So I'm always a person that would say, if you want to start anything, just get started. So that was us just getting started. The purpose of doing all these vlogs was also for us to learn, gather information, gather the stories of people who are on the streets, why it's so difficult, break down assumptions. So we managed to speak to a number of people who are struggling on the streets, and we've got some really different stories from each one. We've learned a lot, opened up our eyes to the other charities and other organizations that were and were not helping them as well, trying to understand the mental health of them, what they needed, things like that. So after speaking with some of these people who are on the streets, we said we really wanted to solve homelessness, which means we needed a place for them to be. So that's when we started to go and view different buildings. We wanted to start with a warehouse because we thought it's probably the biggest space for the lowest cost because it's it's not bricks, it's metal. So that was one of the vlogs. However, over time, what we're finding now is we're really struggling to find a landlord who is happy for us to use their building for this kind of thing. We must have, over time we've spoken to quite a lot of landlords, and they are very worried about the risks of it, I guess. We also started a YouTube premiere, which is basically, we have our point of view, as in mine and Anthony's and the team. We're speaking to people who are homeless, but we also wanted to involve people who are not homeless, their point of view. Was there anything we were missing? We wanted to run by them what we were doing, just so we can realign back on the right path. Maybe somebody already had some experience that they could have helped us for us to understand. We some people there just said, why don't you also go to, there's a charity, Mustard Tree. I knew there's a charity down the road. Why not at least take an hour to go and see and speak to them? So that's what we did. We got some information about what they were up to. We offered to help as well, because some of these people were saying when they go to Mustard Tree, they couldn't get things like sleeping bags, all the support. So we thought maybe it's a funding problem. So we offered to give them 100 sleeping bags. We offered to load credit onto these people's accounts so they can eat food at the cafe, but we've been rejected by Mustard Tree for that, for whatever their reasons are. I don't want to go into our opinions of things. When we gave out the sleeping bags and survival kits, we also thought, I'm always trying to make things more efficient, and instead of giving out loads of food, why not we give them out food vouchers or vouchers to Aldi, where they can also buy clothes. I think sometimes they do sleeping bags. So we decided to do vlogs on giving out vouchers for Greg's Go Outdoors Aldi, and that was very well received because they could obviously get clothes and food from Aldi. They could get their sleeping bags and tents from Go Outdoors. It means that we could help more people without carrying loads of stuff. However, with the Aldi, we found people were spending the vouchers on alcohol. So not all of them, but some. So then we decided to revert to Greg's, where they don't sell alcohol, but they could get coffee in their brew. We were asking what their favorite brew was. So that was quite an interesting one. I got invited by one of our clients' bounty competitions to the BKFC, which was in Manchester. They love supporting all these fight scenes. And there I met an amazing person called Billa, who has been in the in the homeless scene for a while, helping people who are homeless. And he's been doing it for about 15 years, he said. And that really obviously perked my interest. And I said to him, I've started a homeless charity. Could I get some time with you when you're available to ask questions and for you to kind of give us more insight into what's going on, how we can help? And he very kindly agreed. And then there's a vlog about our interview with him. And he's been absolutely helping me lots since then. We're constantly on WhatsApp saying we'll do this, we'll do that. I've joined him. We've joined on soup kitchens as well. So yeah, meeting Billa, who he's very well known in the homelessness charity sector. He says he's not a charity because he doesn't want to be like regulated and told what to do. He wants to help and do his own thing, but he's constantly getting hit by roadblocks of like council saying you can't do this, people saying you can't do this, where he's just like, no, I want to help these people and I don't care about your regulations and your small prints and stuff like that. So I think he's a really genuine person, and it's just been amazing that he's now, I feel he's there with me, helping me, and he says he'll help however he can. He's also introduced us to the other charity he's working with, which I'll go through in a sec. So this is everything up until now is everything we've gone through. So us from starting Raffle Aid in 2024 to doing our very first homeless run, giving out sleeping bags and tents, speaking to multiple homeless people, understanding what's the situation, viewing properties, having our discussions with the Raffle Aid Q&As, giving out vouchers for food and support, to then meeting people who have actually been doing this for a lot longer than 6 months, 10, 13, 15 years. Because we keep getting rejected by landlords, and because now we have the connections with Bilal, who runs Homeless Aid UK. He's also put me in touch with, they're out 365 days of the year. They're not a charity, everything's self-funded through donations and support. He's introduced me also to Wajid, who manages Organic Soul. I've been out with him in Piccadilly Gardens on Friday night. He does 8 p.m. Mondays and Fridays. And also he's put me in touch with Dave from Two Brews, who does in St Anne's Square 6:30 every day, the soup kitchens, which I'll be joining actually today, Thursday. and meeting Dave. So because we've got this support, I thought I don't want to be stagnant and be like, oh, the landlords won't have us. We can't do it now. I just want to keep moving. So I decided, why don't we get like a mobile office van, kind of like a mobile built place. So I decided to get a van, which I went to check today, and then just getting it prepped and ready for next week. So the plan is, when we get the van, so it's a big transit van, what I have noticed is food seems to be completely covered. So they've got plenty of food. They're out 365 days of the year. If you're homeless in Manchester, you're not going to go hungry. I've seen that with my own eyes. However, they struggle to afford getting essential items like sleeping bags, tents. I found socks and underwears really needed. Other clothes, other items that they need. Maybe toothpaste, maybe sunscreen now, just whatever else. I want to fill that gap. So we thought, with the profits that we make with the business, we can buy stuff from China, a website called Alibaba, which everyone knows, and we can buy things in bulk, which means we don't mind giving lots out. One story Billa was saying is, when they went out on their walk, they donated items to somebody, and as they walked around the corner, it got stolen by another homeless person who was run. I found half of the homeless people are run by gangs, and half are genuine, but the ones who are genuine get bullied by the ones that are running by gangs. So we thought, how do we solve that problem? And my first idea is to flood the market in a way where we're giving out so much stuff that there's no point robbing anyone. So that's present, that's what's happening. And then in the future, so I say there's 3 stages. Stage 1 is getting the Band-Aid, putting the Band-Aid on to give the essential items people already on the streets. Stage 2 is, I want to find a place where we can have showers and toilets 24/7 for people who are homeless. So I would like to either find a building, a location in the town centre, or I can buy some land and put something called porter cabins on there, which will have showers and toilets. So whatever it is, whatever we can get hands on, it looks like no landlord will give us a place, but if there's a landlord that you know that will, please get in touch. But it looks like we're probably gonna have to either buy a place or buy land and put these on. So that's stage 2. Obviously, we're gonna have security there 24/7, and we're thinking. Before we wanted to give people ID cards, like they're part of the Raffle Aid member. We know where. Who's taking out what stock of things. They can access other benefits with this kind of Raffle Aid membership. But if I'm joining with these charities, they've got over 100 people queuing up, so I don't think it's realistic for me to onboard people on a card. I don't think that's going to work. So it's just going to be like, boom, 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 what do you want? But when we get the showers and toilets, there's a company I'm speaking to that does digital access things, so the ID cards would work perfectly there. So we know who's coming and who's using what, and there'll be security there 24/7. So that's stage 2. So while I'm doing the van 3 times a week or more, I'll be looking for this stage 2. And then stage 3 is we obviously want to find housing for these people. My idea to do this quickly and efficiently, a lot of people don't agree, is to buy a farm that's just a bit out of the city centre, because we can buy 200 acres of land for like £1.5 million, whereas if you buy that in town, you get like half an acre or an acre. And it takes, for the council, it takes the problem away. And on this land, if you think about like centre parks, you'll have everything you need there. There'll be showers, there'll be toilets, there'll be food, there'll be gym, there'll be cafe, we'll continue build like a community centre. And we can start off with like a campsite, which will hopefully get easier to get sign off for that, because it's not maybe a permanent structure or something like that. People know what a campsite is. And with 200 acres, we can fit like a lot of tents. I'm talking over 3,000 if we really wanted to, and there's 500 people homeless in Manchester, 3,000 people in the UK. If we get enough money through the business, through the charity, and we're getting more clients, sales are going up. Hopefully, Raffle Aid will start soon where we can take the donations with the raffles. I'm hoping this will happen in the next 3 months, 1 to 3 months, and I'm hoping we can afford the land this year as well, towards the end of this year, in the next 3 to 6 months. So we could fix homelessness this year, like we said. So stay tuned, get involved, please, by getting involved into our charity raffles. And it's all like, we don't take any money from that. We get our money from our business. So all of this Raffle Aid is going to fund fixing homelessness in Manchester. Firstly, that's the aim, but really we're going to fix it across the UK, and then I want to fix it across the world. So stay tuned and see what we can do.